Hi Scott and son. We thought we'd make a little video of the train layout as it was before we moved it, and we're shooting this right now. This is that cloth which finishes it off, and what we're going to do to move it is we're not going to take it off. We're just going to fold it up like this and staple it right here. And then when you get home, you can just pull the staples out and put it down, because we're going to put 1x6s across all of the legs to make it more rigid. I just want to walk through how you start it up the first time. And I know that you don't have digital engines, so I'm going to show you how to work with a digital engine and a non-digital engine like yours, which is called an analog engine. Okay? So this is the main control panel. And the first thing we'll do to turn it on is, now if you learn to reach in here, you won't have to do this. But if you open this guy here, and then it's just a press fit right here, and it pulls this down. Okay? And you say, wow, look at all the wires. Well, yeah, that's for the switches, primarily for all the switches. This up here is the digital control brain here, which makes everything work. These are circuit breakers. The main power unit for the whole system is right here. And then that little transformer is the one that powers the switches. The big one I'm going to take with me, and so all you need to do is get another little one like that and hook the two wires to it, and all that does is power the lights over there on the steel mill on that side. It doesn't power any engines or anything like that. Okay, so first thing we do is to start it up is you turn on the main breaker for the power strip here, and I'm going to give you this and just press down on the white thing here, and you'll hear this starting up. Okay, and that's totally normal. The next thing you do to power it up is to turn this switch here to run. The one on the left you want to keep down to HO, because this is for HO or O gauge or N gauge. So we're going to keep that one down all the time, never change it, and then push this one up. Okay, and that activates the remote, the handheld units here. Okay, so now we're done in here, and once you learn how to do this, you can just reach in here and flip this up and down so you don't ever have to open this. So I'll close this guy up. Okay, now to turn on, right now it won't do anything. Nothing will work. So in order to make it work, you have to hit the power button. So hit power, and then yes for on, and you'll see a little dot there. That means that the power is activated to this unit. Now you can select digital engines one by one, so you can run them independently of each other. However, what we're going to do right now is just, all my engines are on the factory default, which is engine code 003. And I'll talk about the analogs later. So to select an engine, which you can control two with this, okay, first thing you do is hit loco for locomotive, and it's saying, okay, select, and it's blinking. So you key in 003 and hit locomotive again. You heard something start up. Okay, and that's because there's one engine running, one engine on a track that's activated right now. Okay, and so let's walk over there and I'll show you the first engine that's running. And you hear the sound effects from it. And it's that engine that's going to be coming right toward us right there. So on the control, to turn the lights on, you hit the little light button, okay? Bingo, okay? So as soon as it starts going forward, the light will come on. Okay, there. Now here's the bell, which you always use when you're coming into a yard. And here's the warning horn, which is the little thing right here. Now obviously you won't have these on your engines until someday you get a digital engine. So to control the speed, you just turn this guy up. Okay, we're going to stop right there. Okay? And we'll come back to this guy later. Turn the bell off. Now what's neat also about digital engines is they have a function for shutdown. So we hit function 9 twice. And then hit function 9 again twice. Now it'll shut down. Listen to it. Now you hear the engineer getting out of the door. And he closed the door. So that's all pretty cool stuff. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the main line, which are these 4 tracks here. They're 100 feet in a full circuit. And this is intended to be the yards at Altoona, Pennsylvania, where they build the engines. And when you go up through there, it's going around the real Horseshoe Curve and coming back underneath right here and underneath again and coming out where that engine is over there. Okay? So first thing we're going to do is choose this engine right here, which is on track 1, and they're numbered from the out.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to work, the engines are numbered to correspond with these switches down here. Okay, this is track 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the main line, which up here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that engine happens to be on track 1. So for now, if you want to make that run, turn this switch on. Okay, now you hear the power to it. Okay. Again, to make them run, we're going to start with the bell. And then we're going to start moving out slowly. Tracks are a little dirty because they haven't been used in over a year. So when you get home, just wipe them down with a very fine piece of sandpaper. Okay. So he's gone now. Okay. Now we're going to switch to that engine that's sitting over there, which is a diesel, F3s. And if you look down here for a second, we're going to turn off the other engine because they're both on engine code 3 and they'll both run. So we'll turn that guy off. He is on track 3. Okay, so that's that set right there. Now, the right 2 tracks always go like cars go. Here's brake squealing. Okay, they always pass on the right side. The right 2 tracks coming into Altoona are eastbound. The other 2 tracks going up the Horseshoe Curve are westbound going toward Johnstown. Okay? So now we're going to turn this guy off. Now I'm going to show you how the analog engines work, which is what you have. And the analog train happens to be on track 2. So I'm going to turn on track 2. And we're going to go on the other side now. So let's walk over there. I have a pair of analog engines pulling this line of coal cars. In order to use analog, if you look, this controller on the left is set up to run trains number 3. So we want to set this one up to run train number 0, which is all analog engines. So you press it once, okay, hit loco, hit 0, 0, 0, and loco. Now you'll see the little smoke coming out of the engine there, meaning this is the one that's active and it's going forward. If you hit it twice, bing bing, it's going backward now. Okay, that's how you reverse them. So hit it forward. Okay, so we're going to make those guys go. And we're going to stop. Run these.
Okay, start again.
Now we're going to run these analog engines using engine setting 00, which all your engines should run on 00. Okay. And we don't have any sound or bells or whistles, but that's a pretty nice long coal train. There he comes, coming into the Altoona yards. Cut. Okay, so now I'll just explain a couple other minor little things here. If you look down at the control panel, there's like 8 sidings in the yard up here, and each one of those tracks is powered by turning this switch on or off. And I'll talk about switches for a minute. If you look up on the layout, you see those 3 red lights? That means that the switch is turned to a curve as opposed to going straight through. And if you look down here on the control panel, the same 3 lights are red. Now if I change it down, it goes to green. Okay, now we're going to go up and watch those 2 red lights turn to green. Okay, and the switches turn very, very slowly like they do in real life. So now I want to show you one of the switches, and if you look here really closely, I'm going to flip the switch and you see how it actually moves. Okay, go. Alright, now these switches are all hooked up with the switch motors, but I didn't get to putting the little lights in there yet. So I'm putting a wiring diagram here. If you feel ambitious and want to wire these lights up, you can. And the little dwarf lights always go on the fireman's side, which would be over here. So you put one right here next to the control, and you put one over here, and you put one over here, and so on for all the rest of the switches. Okay, now the last thing I want to talk about is the steel mill and the setup over there. Now, this is a blast furnace that was used to make steel, and this is a replica of the ones in Johnstown, and they used to have like 6 of these in a row, and they would just throw out smoke like crazy, and you know, sort of dirty and everything. All the excess dirt would come down this pipe and get into this cleaner and dump the excess ash down into a car. Okay. Then when they made steel, the air was heated in these tanks here, superheated, and then when it was time to go, time to blow into the steel, they'd open the vents and it would go through there and blow up all the way around there, blow up through here, which made a tremendous amount of smoke. And then when they're ready to empty the steel, the very bottom is a bunch of slag, which is waste material. And so it would come out these tracks right here and dump into these cars, which is then taken out in the mountains and poured down the hill because it was just like clinkers, like waste material. The real steel came down the other lines and dumped into what they call hot cars, which are back under there. The hot cars would then go off to the rolling mill, and where they'd pour them into forms to make rails or steel of any kind. Okay, those buildings back there are for coke processing. And that's where the coke is really coal that's been refined. And so they run it through these crushers and then into this drying unit back here on the other side. Okay, and the drying unit then, these cars would get loaded up with the coke, and they'd come up here and drop them into this conveyor. And this little car would go up and down with a mixture of coke and limestone and iron ore, and just keep dumping into the top constantly. Just keep going up and down, dumping all the time. So that's pretty much how steel is made. This is the little car repair shop over here, where they bring cars in to get fixed up or reconditioned and so on. And I think that is about it. I hope this helps. So good luck, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.